Hey YouTube, RicoRock2001 here, making yet again another video. I thought I'd like to review the Wavebird controller released by Nintendo. This came out a few months after the Gamecube was released. Now, I recognize the Wavebird controller on a really old show that aired on a channel called Nick Gas, which is short for Nickelodeon Games and Sports. They advertised this controller on a show called Game Farm. Now, I will post some episodes of Game Farm in the description if you want to watch that show. It's a really awesome show. Now, there was a segment called Game Lab where they show off some interesting stuff like the Game Boy Advance SP and some other game systems and such. And they advertised the Wavebird, or showed it off how it worked on the show. So I was like, cool, I gotta get the Wavebird. That's pretty cool. And such. Anyway, let's get to the review and talk about the Wavebird controller. Now, this is like your standard Nintendo Gamecube controller, but I'm going to talk a little more about a few differences between these two controllers as we go on through the video. Now, this controller was released in two colors. This is the gray one. It was also released in platinum. Now, let me tell you a little differences between this and the platinum version. The only difference is obviously the color, and I think the texture is a little different. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the main difference is, other than the color, is the color of the buttons and the sticks and switch. On the gray one, they're all white. On the platinum one, they're just standard gray like your average GameCube controller. So, anyway, let's get on with the review. You have your thumbstick, D-pad, C-stick, face buttons, shoulders, Z button, and start button, like your standard controller. But unlike the official wired controller, this has a little extra piece of plastic right here, and that's for the power switch and channel selector. Because it's not wired. There's no wireless. I mean, it's wireless. I'm sorry. It's wireless, and which means you can actually use two AA batteries on this controller, which is really awesome. In fact, the playtime or the battery life on the controller is amazing. What can you expect from Nintendo? And right here's your power switch. When you switch it on, you get an orange light, which looks nice. And down here it says Wavebird. And on the bottom it says the model number. I mean, right here, the model numbers, stuff like that. It has a, right here is your channel selector for if you want to, it has 16 channels on the receiver. If, let's say, you have 4 GameCubes and there's a game that uses 4 GameCubes where you hook them all together, if I'm not mistaken. Or if, let's say, your neighbor has a Wavebird, and trust me, this thing can go quite a distance, and it's really awesome. And yeah, you can have them all on different channels. Otherwise, if they're on the same channel, then the controller will interfere. Both controllers will interfere with the same receiver. Here's what the receiver looks like. Whenever you press a button, this lights up green. Right here says Nintendo Gamecube, and underneath is your channel switch. It's black on this, and it's gray-white on that. And here's your plug for the receiver. Now, if you're having... Now, this is designed to fit with the Gamecube plug, and it's angled like this because the Gamecube controller port, the front piece, is actually designed like that. The Wii one is flat, but oh well. It's not really a big deal. It still fits on the Nintendo Wii, so you shouldn't have any problems. It will fit snug, and it will work like it should. Now, unfortunately, what the Wavebird lacks, what the GameCube wire controller has, is the vibration function. If you want your controller to vibrate like then you need to go with a wired controller, because this wireless controller lacks that. But if you want wireless, I say go for it. If I were to rate the Wavebird on a scale 1 to 10, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's really comfortable on the hand, and let's say I wanted to hook up the GameCube in a different room, and I want to hook my TV in this room, I can go quite a distance away, and I'm sure it will work. It's not like those third-party controllers where the receiver and the controller have to reach in contact, otherwise it wouldn't work. This is not like that. You can have the controller away from the receiver, and it will work like no problem. So, if you're looking for a Wavebird, I should mention something. They are expensive, and they're not going to come cheap. So if you want to get one, you're willing to spend like an arm and a leg for them, because obviously they're discontinued, and most people want like $50 for a full bundled with the receiver and such. So my recommendation is buying a receiver and a as is or non-functioning Wavebird. Let's say that one of the sticks is the cushion ripped off. That's an easy fix. You can replace it with one from a Wii or some controller. Then you shouldn't have that problem. Anyway, I'm RicoRock2001 saying I'm signing off. Have a nice day. Bye.